Hello and welcome back to Clicks on the Side. And today we're going to be doing a 300-point modern theme team based around the X-Men keyword. We are finally going to put some of our new X-Men 97 pieces to good use. And I think I came up with a pretty good team here. So we are actually going to be starting off with a piece from back in 2024. Haven't got to use her very much, but I've been wanting to find the right team for her. She's actually from one of the OP kits that you got back in 2024. MVHR 24001. We have Kitty Pryde. They're in her X-Men garb. Yeah, when it first came out, really wanted her, and I just have not found the right fit for her. So here's hoping this team will do it. Kitty Pryde is 40 points, has the X-Men team ability, Excalibur, Guardians of the Galaxy, X-Men, and Martial Artist keywords. For 40 points, you do get 6 clicks, no range, 1 target, and she does have flight. She does start off with phasing teleport, precision strike, a special defense throughout, and a special damage power. Later on, that does turn into phase teleport with blades and exploit weakness before going back to the original powers. There you see her defensive power on the front, group phasing. Super senses. When Kitty Pryde uses it and succeeds, adjacent friendly characters also evade the attack, and that is protected pulse wave. So there you go. Very nice. Gives you a chance to protect some people that she could be carrying around with that phase teleport and flight. Yeah, very nice. And let's take a look at her special damage power. Kurt, we need evac. Leadership, very important to get that on the team. When Kitty Pryde uses it, after resolutions, choose 2 friendly characters with the X-Men keyword. If at least one of them is Kitty Pryde or is adjacent to Kitty Pryde, place the chosen characters in each other's squares. Now, do note that it says after when Kitty Pryde uses it, not succeeds, but uses it. So that is something you can take advantage of at the beginning of each turn if you have a piece that needs to get out of harm's way. For 40 points, very solid. I love that she can give not only herself a rollout, but can potentially protect adjacent friendly targets, adjacent friendly characters as well. All right, joining Kitty Pryde, we are going to go to X-Men 97, and we are going with uncommon number 20, Storm. We are, and I do actually have the alternate card, but we are going with the original for this build. She is going to be at her 35-point starting line, has the X-Men team ability, Morlocks, X-Men, and Deity keywords. For 35 points, you do get 4 clicks, a range of 4 with 2 targets, and she also does have flight. She has a special movement on her first click that with energy explosion, super senses, and leadership throughout. And then on her last 3 clicks, she gets sidestep instead of that special. But her special movement on her starting click is Ancient Sands, Heed My Command. Force Blast, Hypersonic Speed. When Storm uses Hypersonic Speed, she has improved targeting through blocking and doesn't have range. So very nice there. You can hit characters from 9 squares away. Up next is a piece I am glad we got back into the modern rotation. I know his chase is much more sought after, but today we are going with rare number 24, Nightcrawler. I think the game is always better when there is a modern Nightcrawler in rotation. There we go. This Nightcrawler does come in at 55 points, has the X-Men team ability, X-Men keyword, martial artist, and politician keywords. 55 points does get you 6 clicks, No range with one target. He does have improved movement through elevated, blocking, and character bases, however, and he does come with a trait. Bamf. When Nightcrawler moves, after resolutions, you may generate a Bamf marker in a square he moved through. Then remove any of his other Bamf markers from the map. When Nightcrawler is missed by an opponent's attack, you may immediately place him in a square with a Bamf marker. He does start off with a special movement power, and that is over here, hypersonic speed and stealth, with precision strike throughout and super senses, blank damage with no damage power. Later on, he does have just regular hypersonic speed and ESD. All right, sticking with the X-Men 97, we are going with a character you just can't have an X-Men animated series without. And we are sticking with the rares as we go to rare number 33, Wolverine. Was very happy to get this color scheme of Wolverine in this set. There we go. Wolverine's gonna duck out right over here. We're gonna fan these guys out like so. All right, let's take a look at Wolverine. He is going to be at his 40-point line for this build. Has the X-Men team ability, Alpha Flight, Weapon X, X-Men, Animal, Brute, and Soldier keywords. For 40 points, you get 4 clicks of health, no range, 1 target, and pretty straightforward dial there. He has charge throughout, blades throughout, combat reflexes on his top dial with some regen after, battle fury on the top dial with some exploit weakness after. But he does have a trait. This one's for you, Morph. Traded super senses. When Wolverine rolls a single d6, if a friendly character that shares a keyword with him is in your KO area, increase the result of that roll by +1. That'll come in very handy with the super senses, with the regen, and with blades. So hopefully he's not the first one who gets taken out on this team. There is a special movement, but for this build that will not come into play. But just so you can see it, if you're curious what this Wolverine can do, there it is for his top dial. Moving on to one of our big hitters, we are still with X-Men 97, and a piece that I knew I had to have as soon as it was spoiled. Super rare, number 42A, Emma Frost. Love the White Queen, so anytime she pops up, I do my best to try to collect that piece. There is Emma Frost. Emma Frost comes in at 60 points with the X-Men team ability, Hellfire Club, X-Men, Politician, and Ruler keywords. 60 points does get you 6 clicks of health, a range of 5 with 3 targets, and improved targeting through character bases. Gotta love all of that. She does come with a trait, Surviving Genosha. Once per game, when Emma Frost would be KO'd, you may instead choose one. Replace her with X-Men 97 42B Emma Frost on click number 4, or turn Emma Frost to click number 6, then heal all friendly characters 1 click, and that is protected from Pulse Wave. Pretty straightforward dial. She has mind control throughout, has incapacitate to start off with, turning into precision strike, super senses throughout, and then she alternates between empower, outwit, and probability control. And she does actually have a second trait in case you lost your leadership from anywhere else. She has leadership behind the scenes. Leadership, when Emma Frost uses it or her displayed damage power, she considers friendly characters that share a keyword with her as adjacent to herself. So there you go. That is now map-wide Empower to start off with. You got some Outwit later on, and if she gets down to the bottom, you have map-wide probability control. Absolutely love that. Now, like it says, if she does happen to get KO'd, you do have the option to switch her to 42B Emma Frost Prime. Now, if you watched my X-Men 97 unboxing, you saw I did pull a second Magneto. This is what I got in trade for it, so I am very happy. Didn't cost me anything but the extra Magneto. We're just gonna... There we go. Almost. Sorry about that. Now Wolverine's on there. So if you get to do that, you get to put her on click number 4, which gets you Sidestep, Persistent Strike, Invuln, and Outwit. She does later get Flurry with that Persistent Strike and Close Combat Expert. And she does have her own trait, Secondary Mutation. Emma Frost starts the game with 3 diamond tokens. When Emma Frost would take damage, if she has any diamond tokens, she may remove 1 instead of taking damage. And then her second trait, Pressure Makes Diamonds. When an opposing character targets a friendly character with Outwit or Perplex, after resolutions, you may give Emma Frost a diamond token. So there you go. It's going to be very difficult for them to get Emma Frost off the map permanently. And this one does also have improved movement through character bases. So yeah, very, very strong Emma Frost from this set. Very happy to have her and her Prime now in the collection. But we do still have 70 points for this build. And what better way to finish it off with the most obvious of the X-Men. You just cannot have an X-Men themed team without this character. He just screams, I am an X-Men. From a 2023 OP kit, we are bringing in Spider-Man. Yeah, that's right. We have Spider-Man on this X-Men theme team. If you are not familiar with this particular Spider-Man, he's crazy. I love this piece. Here he is. MV23012 Spider-Man. He is going to be 70 points, and he does have the Spider-Man team ability. Avengers, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man Family, X-Men Reporter and Scientist keywords. Yeah, he's got all the goodness there. 70 points gets you 6 clicks, a range of 4 with 3 targets. He does have the Wall Crawler trait, Leap Climb. Free, place Spider-Man on a square of different elevation within 4 squares and line of fire. Starts off with Hypersonic Speed, In-Cap, Super Duper Senses, and Probability Control. Later that does turn into Super Strength with some In-Power. Then he gets Charge with Super Strength, Combat Reflexes, and In-Power, before finishing up with Charge, In-Cap, Super Duper Senses, and Probability Control. But what makes this Spider-Man very, very strong, and why he is on this team, is his trait, Ethics Professor of the Jean Grey School. Friendly characters that are less points and share a keyword with Spider-Man have the Spider-Man team ability. Now, if you have been paying attention to this build, every single one of these characters behind Spider-Man are less points than Spider-Man and already have super senses. So now your opponent is dealing with a team full of super duper senses, including this kitty Pryde, who can potentially, if you miss your super senses rolls on someone adjacent to her, can still give them the benefits of super senses from her super senses roll. Yeah, so the point of this team is just to annoy the bejesus out of your opponent with all of your D6 rollouts. A lot of potential for shenanigans. And then on top of that, he's Spider-Man. So you can give him Mjolnir for free on this team build. Yeah, so he's going to go ahead and benefit from having Mjolnir equipped there. You can give Wolverine the +1 longsword if you want to help him with his blades. If give him the close combat expert with that, and then a +1 to blades damage. Might as well. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like this team could possibly be absolutely infuriating, while still also having some strong pieces that can get some damage in. Now, if you want to be extra mean to your opponent, you want to annoy them just a little bit more, there is a piece you could put on your sideline. From X-Men 97, you could go ahead and put Abscissa, super rare Abscissa, on your sideline. Why would you do that? And that is because of her traits. Extra life. Sideline active. At the beginning of the game, add an extra life token to your sideline. So it will take a spot on your sideline. You have to have one open. And then Mojo needed beta testers. Sideline active. When a friendly character with the X-Men keyword would be KO'd, you may remove any one extra life token from your sideline. If you do, instead turn that character to its last non-KO click, and after resolutions, generate Abscissa on click number 5 from your sideline, if able, adjacent to that character. Yeah. So just bring... you just knocked out Nightcrawler. Well, I'm sorry. Nightcrawler's coming back, and he's bringing a friend. Yeah, just one more piece that they have to put up with. Well, there you have it. That is my take on a 300-point modern theme team based around the X-Men. Let me know what you think. Do you think this team has any good chance at success? At the very least, would you find it inconvenient to go up against this team? But that has been it for me. Thank you very much for joining me. And until next time, this has been Clicks on the Side.